Okay, so this time we're looking at exercise 1.2, and we call it composite functions. Now, what composite functions are that you've got two functions, and you do one function first and then you perform the second function on a given input. Now here's notation. You see this, we call this G after F, okay? So it can be written GF, or you see it can be written GOF, which means G after, this little O signifies after F, or indeed G after F. GF is called a composite function, and just to note, be careful the notation here as well. F squared of F means you do F after F of X. Okay, now here's a couple of examples. Given that F of X is X plus 3, G of X is X squared plus 1, you want to find first of all F after G of 2. Okay, so here's what we're doing. Okay, so we get first G of 2. Okay, so this is number 1. G of 2 is equal to, okay, so you go to your G function, everywhere you see an X you put a 2, so it's 2 squared plus 1, which is a 5. Then when you get your number 5, you perform F on it, so you say F of 5 now. Okay, and that is equal to, so F says that everywhere I see an X, so I've got X plus 3, so everywhere I put an X I'm going to put a 5 plus 3 equals 8. So in other words, F after G of 2 gives you the answer 8. Next one, you have G times F of minus 1. So what we say is F of minus 1 is equal to, okay, you go to your F function, everywhere you see an X, you're going to put a minus 1. Minus 1 plus 3, which is 2. And then you simply perform G of 2. G says that everywhere you see, everywhere we see an X, we're going to put a 2, so you get 2 squared plus 1, which is a 5. So we can say that G after F of minus 1 is a 5. Part 3, you have F after G of X. Now, we say G of X simply equal to X squared plus 1. And then we're going to say, I'm going to go over here now, F of G of X is equal to, okay, so F says it's X plus 3, so everywhere I have an X in F of X, I simply put G of X. So instead of the X, I put X squared plus 1. Okay, and then I have a plus 3. And you can simplify that a little. Okay, so it's just X squared plus 4. Okay, IV G after F of X. Well, F of X is equal to X plus 3. And you do G on that, G after F of X. And G, the function G says X squared plus 1, so I'm going to replace that with X plus 3 to be squared. Now be careful, it's the whole thing to be squared. And we have a plus 1 up here, plus 1. Multiply that out, the first to be squared is X squared. Second to be squared is 9. Plus twice their product would be 6x, and then you still have the plus 1 here that you need to include, and you end up with X squared plus 6x plus 10. Okay. Now, just this one here, find also the value of X for which F after G of X is equal to G after F of X. Okay, so I'm going to make a little bit of space here to do that. Okay, again, so I'm messing this up a little bit. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, and we need to change to, okay, right now, so again I'm going to call this part V, if you like, and we're asked again, just to remind you, find X for which f g of X equals for which f g of x equals g f of x. Now we've already had the answers to these up here. F g of x is x squared plus 4. Is this acting up a little bit here? So we have x squared plus 4 equaling x squared plus 6x plus 10. They cancel. And you end up 6x equaling minus 6. And then x is equal to minus 1. And that's that. Okay, example number 2 here. Again, similar enough. Okay. First one, we're given f of x, g of x, and h of x. Three functions this time. And again, more of the same. So we're asked for g after f of x. So again, f of x is equal to 2x plus 1, and then g after f of x is equal to, g says you go 1 over x, so it's 1 over, and f of x is 2x plus 1. And that's that one. Part 2, you want f squared of x rather, which means f after f of x. F of x is 2x plus 1. And then f after f of x will be equal to, so you have to go 2 times, and then f of x is 2x plus 1. But then you have a plus 1 there. And that is equal to 4x plus 3. We got a 2 and 1 is a 3. Okay, part 3. You've got g after h of x. H of x is equal to x squared minus 4. And then g after h of x is equal to, okay, g says 1 over x. So it's 1 over, and then h of x is x squared minus 4. 4. H squared of x is equal to h after h of x. H of x is equal to, x squared minus 4. No, this is definitely going to leave that because it's the eraser isn't working for me. I'm just going to leave it, and I'm going to say x squared minus 4. And then I need to do h after h of x will be equal to, alright, so instead of x, I'm going to put x squared minus 4. But that needs to be squared minus 4. And you end up with x squared minus 8x plus 16 minus 4. And that is equal to, definitely acting up today, x squared minus 8x plus 12. Okay, so then you have part part 5. You have h after f after g of x. Now g of x is 1 over x. Then you do f of g of x, which is equal to, okay, f is 2 times whatever plus 1, so it's 2 times 1 over x plus 1, which is 2 over x plus 1. And then you have h f g of x. So you take this expression here. H is x squared minus 4, so you take this, 2 over x plus 1, square it, minus 4. And that will be equal to, first to be squared will be 4 over x squared. Twice their product. The product is 2 over x. Twice that is 4 over x plus 1 minus 4. And that's equal to 4 over x squared plus 4 over x minus 3. Okay, finally we're on part 6. We want the values of x for which h of x is equal to 1 over 12. Now, h of x is equal to 1 over x squared minus 4. And g h of x is equal to g of x is 1 over x, so what I do is I go 1 over whatever h of x is, x squared minus 4. And we want the values whereby g after h of x is equal to 1 over 12. Now, because you have a fraction and there's a 1 on top of both fractions and there's an equal sign, you can get, you can just equate the bottoms. If the ones are the same, you can equate the bottoms. You can say x squared minus 4 is equal to 12. X squared would be equal to 16, and then x would be equal to plus or minus 4. Okay, so that's it. Now, if you go and do exercise 1.2, page 11, book 7, if you do questions 1, 3, 4, and 5, that should cover you. And then go and look at EDCO Sample D, paper 1, question 4. And I'll put solutions for the test and tech stuff up on Schoology. Okay, thank you.